Welcome back to Latter-day Lesbian, the podcast about an ex-Mormon gay girl trying to figure out her life. I try to mix it up every time.
That's good.
Yeah?
I liked it.
You did. So we have received...
Wait, are you going to introduce us?
Oh, I'm Mary.
I'm Shelly. Okay, go.
Sorry about that.
Get into the content. Let's do
I was
it.
just so excited.
I know, me too. Go.
Well, we have received a bunch of feedback based on the first episode, which is fantastic. Keep it coming.
Yes, thank you, audience.
And I will give the contact information at the end of this podcast. Don't let me forget.
Okay.
But what we wanted to do today is sort of back up a little bit. Some of the feedback we've gotten is just like, wait, who are you guys and why should we care?
In a nice way.
In a nice way.
There's been no hate mail
No.
yet.
No, everyone's so supportive.
But by the way, if you do send hate mail, we will read it out loud.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
We
will.
Oh,
I'm
we
not
will.
kidding.
Not
So
kidding.
bring it.
Yeah, we're not afraid.
No, not at all.
No, but all the support so far has just been overwhelming.
Yeah,
It's
overwhelming. I think we both feel loved and supported, and it's been pretty amazing. So thank you for friends of ours who have taken the time to listen and
share in some cases.
Yeah, we've heard back from people that I don't know and that Mary doesn't know.
Yeah.
And I love that. I love being able to reach a wider audience, maybe to help out or just, I don't know, get my story out. And your story too, Mary, by the way. I know we kind of talk like it's Shelly's story, but you've had to deal with me.
Good point.
Right? Right?
It's all
Shout out
worth
to
it.
Mary dealing with Shelly. You deserve
You're
an award.
welcome, baby. I deserve a reward?
Yeah.
Award or reward?
Yes. Both. A gold star
Okay.
and $1,000
Oh,
that I don't have.
all right.
Write yourself a check.
Okay, thank you. I'll get right on that.
Okay, cool. All right.
So, but back to the point of today's podcast. So a little bit more background has been requested by some of our listeners about like, what is Mormonism?
Right.
for
I
instance.
think we decided that we were missing... This is a prequel.
Right. Although when I upload the episode, it will still say episode 2, but we'll call it.
It will? You can't
Yeah.
switch it to prequel?
Will it say episode 2, the prequel? There's really no way around it. We already published episode 1.
You're right. Okay. All right.
So we can't go back in time.
That's true.
don't
That
have
is
a
a
time
valuable
machine.
lesson. We don't have a time machine.
Okay, so do you want to dive into the whole what is Mormonism question?
Sure. So that was some of the questions that came from listeners who are not ex-Mormon, who don't know anything about Mormonism. I think maybe I just kind of assumed that people did know some. So Mormonism is basically a modern religion founded by Joseph Smith back in, I should know these dates.
All right, I'm gonna look it up.
Well, you look it up.
Yes.
It's like 150 years ago probably, but look it up. Mary's looking it up while I keep talking. Basically, he said that he had a revelation from God that he needed to start a new religion and that there were golden plates, like scripture, buried in a mountain, and that
Yeah,
an
where was this
angel,
mountain?
Mount Hill Cumorah, and that the angel was coming to Joseph Smith and telling him where to go dig up this plates and to start this religion. So
What was he smoking?
something pretty good. Something
so.
pretty good. The basic tenets of Mormonism are it's the one true church, the only religion on the face of the earth that has all of the truth, all of the things you have to do to be saved. And any other religion, they have good things in them, but they fall short. So basically, if you're not Mormon and don't go through all the necessary ordinances in the temple, you cannot be saved. Mormonism itself has the Bible. They do believe in the Bible, although I realized as I was leaving Mormonism that their interpretation on a lot of standard biblical verses was very skewed to be pro-Mormon. They also
Is there any other way?
No, of course not. Yeah. Also, they have the Book of Mormon, which is the golden plates that Joseph Smith. And as I say this, I'm saying supposed because I don't know if who.
Well, the golden plates aren't really original. I mean, they're kind of like the stone tablets that Moses brought down from Mount Sinai.
Right.
Like, oh, God gave me these magical plates. I've never heard that before.
Right. That's kind of a repeat story throughout history.
Been done before,
Been done.
Joseph Smith. Come up with something new.
Right.
Ooh, I got the date.
Okay, go.
In 1823, the angel Moroni.
Moroni. God, Mary.
Was he was Italian? Moroni.
He was not Italian.
Well, anyway, this angel appeared to him in his bedroom, creepy, and then told him about the set of golden plates.
What year was it again?
1823.
Okay, so there. Now we have a more accurate. Are you reading
and
still?
the golden plates contained a record of the ancient inhabitants of America.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
South America.
South America?
I don't know. They said they supposedly it's
What kind of Mormon are you?
No, like I'm just going with what I've been taught. I don't know exactly which America, but it was supposedly South America. Like the Lamanites are the people that supposedly Jesus visited after he was resurrected, and the modern day Native Americans in the United States are descendants of them. So if you believe that
Native
to be
Americans.
true, right?
Okay.
Kind of, but
This sounds very convoluted.
It is. So the beliefs of Mormonism, like I said, is that you have to do these certain things to get into heaven. It's a very strict religion. It's very patriarchal. The men are in charge always. And some current Mormons will be like, the men aren't in charge. The women have the Relief Society. Well, the Relief Society is a organization within the Mormon Church that the women are in. However, even the highest member of the Relief Society has to have everything she does given the stamp of approval by the man above her. So you really aren't in charge. You have to get your budget approved. You can't even have a Relief Society function at your church building without a member of the priesthood, a man, there. I guess to make sure everything's okay. Yeah. So there's really not.
Those nutty broads just run amok
Tell you what,
supervision.
We start making casseroles, some Jell-O with carrots in it and
Lots
raisins.
Of mayonnaise, I'm thinking.
Yeah. Shout out to the Mormons and their Jell-O recipes with mayonnaise and apples. Boom. It's amazing, right? By the way, real quick. So my ex-husband's, one of his sisters texted me, and she's Mormon. I found out that she had listened to the podcast, and I was kind of blown away that an active Mormon would be open-hearted enough to listen to that podcast. So real quick shout out to all of you active Mormons out there who are willing to hear someone's story who has been very damaged by Mormonism and who is trying to heal from that. I know I mentioned my podcast to my immediate family, so my brothers and their wives and my parents, and it was like crickets. No one had anything to say. No one even said, I don't want to listen, but happy for you, like nothing, a big old goose egg.
Yeah.
So the fact that there are some believing Mormons out there who are listening and being supportive, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised by that, and thank you so much.
Well, didn't she also say they're not all fanatical Mormons? How did she phrase it?
And so
like not all
I was
Mormons
joking
are
with her that I
crazy?
was going to announce her name, but I won't. I wanted to say, so I found out that she had listened because then she was texting my ex-husband about it, like, hey, listen to the podcast, and I didn't know you had a girlfriend, which was kind of funny that I outed him for having a girlfriend. Sorry, Brent. Anyway, so I texted her and I told her, hey, thank you for listening. I love that you're so open-hearted about that, and that I'm not trying to change anyone's beliefs. I'm just telling my story. And she was very kind and supportive, and she actually was like, well, there was a moment when I was thinking, oh, gosh, now every non-Mormon out there is going to think that Mormons are like these crazy prophet followers that just think that the prophet is always right.
Aren't you supposed to think that way, though?
You are, but yes. And the way I was raised was yes, you do not question. But I will say that there are Mormons out there who do have their own thoughts, who don't agree with everything the prophet says. I don't think there's a lot of them out there, but I appreciate that there are some that think on their own and do have problems with some of the policies and do try to get those policies changed. One of them being my friend Sam Young, who tried to get a policy changed about doing these worthiness interviews with teenagers and asking them about their sexual practices, one-on-one, behind closed doors, talking to teenagers about sex.
And we're going to go into that.
We are. And Sam Young tried to get that changed, and he was then kicked out of the church. So a lot of people who are free thinkers in the church, I think, are afraid to say much out loud because there's not a lot of room to disagree. So anyway, my point there was, thank you, Mormons who are listening. I love that. It makes me feel like there's hope, and it makes me feel that maybe not every Mormon is shaming me. Thank you for that. Thank you to any of my family who listens and can take it. I know in future podcasts I can come down pretty hard on the church. I'm not sorry for that. Like, that is really how I feel. I'm not going to hide my feelings. So, sorry, I got a little off tangent. You'd asked me about how the Mormon church works, because people were wondering, like, what even is that?
Yeah, quit dismissing me.
I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding. I have a voice too, you know.
You do have a voice. It's a great voice, baby. It's a great voice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So when you're born Mormon, you're basically told from the time you can remember that you have a role in life. And the men's role are to preside and be in charge and make the rules and stay worthy in the cause and go on a mission, which is, you probably have seen Mormon missionaries, the name tags, and they're out for 2 years preaching the gospel. And by the way, I don't hate them. I think they're brainwashed. If any of you listeners have these teenagers knock on your door, don't be rude to them. You can even invite them in and say, I don't want to hear about your religion, but let me make you a sandwich. Because they're kids. They're kids out there preaching something that they're supposed to believe. And a lot of them actually don't know if they believe it. They'll go on their missions and finally be like, oh my gosh, this is crap. I'm out of here. Be nice to them.
Remember that story we heard about the guy that let the missionaries come into his garage? He had an auto garage, and then he got him to like clean up his garage for him.
That's right. They were like, could we share a message with you about the gospel of Jesus Christ? And he's like, sure, come help me clean my garage and come back anytime to help me clean my garage and I'll listen to you.
And he listened to them, but it took like 2 hours.
That's a good point, because
get them to do work.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. A lot of Mormon missionaries get very depressed because they're out there proselytizing, and there's so much information out on the internet these days.
That's a big word, by the way.
Proselytizing. I didn't even stutter. Proselytizing.
Kind of sounds dirty. Like the oldest profession a little bit?
No, that's prostitution.
Well, I know what it is.
Do you?
And thanks for clearing
You're
that
welcome.
up. I mean, I don't know firsthand.
Good. Nothing against prostitutes. Shout out to all the prostitute listeners. Is that a thing?
Prostitutizing? Is that what we're calling
Proselytizing. Anyway, God, getting me off track again.
Sorry.
So these missionaries, they're out. They're kids. They're 18, 19 years old out there away from their family. They're not allowed to call home except for on Mother's Day and Christmas.
What is the point of that? I don't understand.
You're supposed to kind of leave the world and become Christ-like, like leave everything behind and teach the word. I feel bad for them. I actually have 2 nieces who are on missions now. One's about to come home and one's about to go out.
So girls are allowed to be missionaries?
They are. We're getting so off topic.
Is that always
Make a note. Make a note. We're going to talk about that.
Okay. I don't have my pen on me.
Okay, future. Here.
Oh,
we have hot pink silly scents Crayola. Write that down.
Is that okay? They're not a sponsor. We're not giving them
Sorry.
a shout out.
Okay, never mind. Anyway, so these kids are out, and a lot of times they're lonely. A lot of times they're depressed. There's so much internet knowledge out there that it's not so easy to convert people into Mormonism anymore, because you can kind of research and see some things that are not
nutty
great.
pants.
Yes. And so, what I was going to say was they have such little success proselytizing that they're looking for some way to serve. Let them serve. Let them. They would rather be cleaning someone's garage all day than going door to door and having people say, not interested, not interested, not interested. So be kind. Be kind to them. They're not evil, wicked people. They're just, I think, a little misled, and that's okay.
But the other things to come, I mean, more about Mormonism. We're going to just touch on various aspects of Mormonism.
Sure.
Every single time. And your coming out story, that's the whole thing.
Yeah, that's part of the Mormonism thing, is that Mormons believe that being gay is a choice. It's sinful. It's wrong. Gay people are basically out to destroy the traditional family.
Well, we are, obviously.
Thank you, Mary. And so back to what your plan is in life. The boys go on missions. The girls meet a boy that are home from their mission. You get married young. You get married in the temple. You take out covenants with God. The women have as many babies as you can because you're supposed to procreate. You're supposed to replenish the earth.
So basically this is everything that you did.
Yeah, I did it all. I owned it. Like, I did all of the things. Mm-hmm. And also, by following this path, you're promised happiness. Like, you will be happy doing this. This is the only way you can be happy, is by following God's plan for you. And so my story is basically following this plan of Mormonism, being promised eternal glory, and eventually getting to 40 years old and being like, God, I'm not happy. I did it. I did the 7 kids. I got married in the temple to the guy that looked good on paper. You know, I did what I was supposed to do. My Mormon family was proud of me. They thought I was amazing. My fellow churchgoers thought I was fantastic. And on the outside, I was doing it all and living the Mormon dream. And on the inside, I was miserable and depressed and like, why am I not happy? And so from there, coming to the realization that the Mormon church isn't true, coming to the realization that I shouldn't have married young, I shouldn't have married my husband. For me, there wasn't connection there. Maybe because I'm gay. Could very well be a lot of it.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'll think about that.
Yeah, I'm gay. So coming to terms with that, coming to terms with having to make the decision to leave my family, which was horribly hard, but knew that I needed to do that. So I actually moved out.
Yeah.
Not far away, like a few minutes down the road, but I've been really looked down by my family and Mormons in general that I've come in contact with that are like, why aren't you with your kids? They don't live with me.
Yeah.
The kids don't live with me. I see them every day. We do fun stuff together. My relationship with my kids is actually so much better now that I can have a break from them. And I struggled with this too because as a Mormon woman, you're told that your divine purpose is to bear children and love them and raise them. And that's how you'll be happy. And I tried and I'm still trying.
Yeah.
And if I ever told any Mormon or my husband at the time, like, this is hard for me. There's a lot of kids. I need to escape. I need to get away. I need a break.
Yeah.
There was guilt put on me.
I'm sorry.
Well, if you would just love them more, you would be happier. If you would try harder to serve your children more, you would be happier. Because that's what you're told. Like, this is my job. This is the one thing I should be good at. And so I would try more and I would try more and I would just keep hitting these dead ends and be miserable. And it's like, shit, the one thing I'm supposed to be good at, I'm not.
Well, and the other thing is not everybody is cut out to be a homemaker.
True. But in Mormon world, no. That's who I am.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, a shout out to women who can pull that off.
Yeah.
They don't even get a break. You go on vacation and you're still cooking and cleaning up after your family. There's no vacation.
There's no vacation when you vacation with the kids. Sorry, moms out there. You know that's true. By the way, real quick, people who do choose to be stay-at-home mothers.
Or fathers.
Or fathers, you're right. Just because it didn't work for me doesn't mean it doesn't work for you. Total shout out to people who choose this and do it and love it, or even like it and do it anyway. I'm not saying that my way is how everyone should be, that my feelings are what everyone's feelings are. Some people love that. I just didn't. It was not me.
It wasn't you. Mm-hmm. There's so much more to tell.
There's a lot.
There's your coming out story, and that's a whole other episode. And we've touched on it.
Sure.
We've touched on, and in some of the episodes we've actually already recorded but haven't released yet. I mean, we definitely dive into that. So you'll hear that for sure. There
were questions from people. We asked for feedback of what do you want to hear more of, and a lot of it was your coming out story. What was it like coming out to your husband, to your parents, to your brothers, to your kids? There's a lot there, and for sure we're going to talk about it.
And also what was like to leave the church and tell all these same people that I'm leaving the church.
Yeah. It was easier to tell people that I was leaving, or for people to see that I was leaving, and Mormons don't necessarily ask why you leave. It's not really a thing. But
they prefer to just not talk about
that's
uncomfortable
true. Typically, yeah.
issues.
I found myself not wanting my Mormon friends, even though after I left the church, I found me being afraid to let them know I was gay. And I'm a little ashamed of that. It was just hard. It was baby steps,
to take on.
Yeah, for sure. But we're going to talk all about that.
Yeah, we don't have to try to get it all done in one episode.
Yeah.
We'll be here all day.
We'll be here all day.
We'll be here all year.
All year. Hopefully for years to come. Again, thanks for everyone's feedback. That's been amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
We really want people to feel like when they ask questions, we read the questions and we answer them. Because I've read everything everyone has sent in, and I love it, and I do want to address everything that people have asked. We will.
And you can contact us. Our website is live at latterdaylesbian.org.
So it's www.latterday...
No one needs the W's
Yeah, but you
anymore.
said live at. I didn't want to confuse people. www...
People know how to work the internet, Shelly.
Okay, well, Latter-day Lesbian spelled L-A-T-T-E-R.
Yes.
Daylesbian.
.org. .org.
Yeah, please visit.
There's a contact section. You can email or use the submission form that's there.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be putting photos up. We haven't done that yet. You can check out our swag.
Sure.
You can listen to podcasts. So that's what's going on.
Also, feel free to send either of us Facebook friend requests. Like I'm up to talk with anyone. It's great. More friends, the better.
Love the feedback. Keep it coming.
Thanks, guys.
And also, just want to give a little shout out to Purple Planet Music for our theme at purple-planet.com. Mm-hmm. Again, I don't need to put the W's in front of that. People know.
I'm so old school.
You are. How am I older than you?
I don't know. Well, I was a stay-at-home mom, by the way, not very technologically advanced. I have a lot of millennial friends that I frustrate them so much.
How many W's is it?
How do you spell World Wide Web?
Gosh. Back in the 90s.
I'm learning. I know.
All right. Well, thanks again. More to come, as usual. Thanks for listening.
All right. Bye-bye.